Around 100 million people tuned into Super Bowl 54 between the San Francisco 49ers and Kansas City Chiefs, making it the 10th most watched Super Bowl in history. Interestingly enough, even more people checked out the halftime show, which had 103 million viewers. So some people obviously enjoyed the halftime entertainment of Jennifer Lopez and Shakira, perhaps more so than the game itself. And I can see how some might like the dancing, the fashion, the expression of Latin culture. I'm sure some people even inexplicably enjoyed the music of two artists that have hardly been relevant for the last 15 years. But most of all, I know that there are guys out there that just enjoy the free tits and ass show that's sandwiched in between two 30-minute blocks of men colliding at high speeds and giving each other CTE. So, if you enjoyed it for these or any other reasons, well, good for you. But to those of you that didn't like this year's halftime show, I think I know why. You're a goddamn racist. Now, of course, that's not my opinion. That's the view of an article that some of you may have seen circulating around the internet. Haven't seen it yet? Well, I've seen this fucking thing posted at least 30 times on my news and social media feeds. It's even been discussed on podcasts, news outlets, and talk radio, so I guess I'll address this garbage here since it seems that the fringe is continuing to chew further into the margins of reasonable society. This is an article that appeared on hiplatina.com with the obvious clickbait title of, "Dear White People, the Super Bowl halftime show wasn't too sexy, you're just racist." Now, before I go on, let's be clear about a couple of things. White people, especially here in the United States, aren't exactly the most knowledgeable when it comes to other cultures. And yeah, I'm sure some of it has to do with willful ignorance, choosing to shut out anything or anyone that's different from themselves, but most of it has to do with our lackluster education system. We're pretty far behind when it comes to math and science, so you can imagine that if we don't have a fundamental grasp of the basics, we're not going to be too adept at understanding the sociological complexities of other cultures. But having said all of that, there's nothing I hate more than calling out people for being stupid and racist while being stupid and racist at the same time. This would be kind of like, I don't know, I'll just make something up. Say the Speaker of the House calling out the President of the United States for being an irresponsible, immature shithead, which he is, and then turning around and tearing up a copy of the speech he just gave right in front of his face because you hate him and his stupid speech. Oh, fuck, this country is run by a bunch of morons. Anyway, getting back to this article, I fail to see how finding something too sexy can be racist, so it's a flawed premise to begin with, but let's dive into this just a bit further to see if there's any merit. The Super Bowl halftime show, which featured Shakira and Jennifer Lopez, is sure pissing off a lot of white people. For the most part, the conversation on social media is that these Latinas presented a show that was over-sexualized. It's majorly hypocritical for people to be appalled over the show because it was too sexy, yet wouldn't care if Taylor Swift were on that stage wearing a skimpy outfit, or furthermore support the President of the United States who admittedly grabs women by the pussy. First, I don't think it was strictly white people that found the halftime show to be too sexualized. That presumes that no other race could possibly be put off by Jennifer Lopez grabbing her crotch or Shakira showing too much ass. Also, the author uses an incredibly annoying logical fallacy that I see all the time from hack writers when they say stuff like, "The same people that have a problem with Jennifer Lopez and Shakira doing a sexy dance wouldn't care if Taylor Swift were shaking it off on stage." Well, that's kind of presumptuous. How the hell do you know that? Believe it or not, some people may not want to see network television turn into Pornhub. Personally, I couldn't give a shit, but I don't have children, and it doesn't matter to me if someone gets naked on TV. But just because someone has a moral objection doesn't necessarily make them wrong. Let's see here. They go on to talk about Franklin Graham. He's one of these religious zealots, so of course he's going to have a problem with the halftime show. If it's anything other than up with people, I'm sure he would have objected. They continue to make tie-ins to Trump supporters, which is yet another lazy tactic. We get it. Trump supporters are fucking stupid. We all know that. Then they go back to the fallacious argument that white people wouldn't have a problem with white performers. Quote, Lady Gaga performed at the Super Bowl in 2017 and wore a bodysuit costume and showed her midriff, and no one cared. No one cared? Bullshit. Pretty much the entire Bible Belt wanted to start Civil War II because Lady Gaga dared to have a theme of inclusion. She also took a lot of shit for her remarks leading up to and following the Super Bowl. Maybe you don't remember, but articles like this one made the rounds saying asinine things like, choosing to focus on what makes people different will not unify America. It's the principles and values that America was founded on that unifies the people of the United States. America's message focuses on life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The focus is not equality, diversity, and compassion. The sooner the entertainment industry resolves that for themselves, the sooner they see the unity they so feverishly desire. Yeah, we should focus on the values that America was founded upon, enslaving others and killing the natives while denying women and minorities any rights whatsoever. So, yes, people did get mad at Lady Gaga in a similar, although not perfectly identical fashion. Now, the rest of this article goes on again to talk about Trump supporters and drawing a parallel between them and hatred for Latin culture while accepting their mango-in-chief's behavior, until this very last part here. What I saw last night was two incredibly talented Latinas share a performance that highlighted traditional Afro-Colombian dance, uplifted the people of Puerto Rico, and put the current administration's inhumane family separation immigration policy on center stage. It's sad that there are people out there who have nothing better to do than to try to tear people down who are just being proud of who they are. Holy shit, the irony is palpable. You talk about tearing people down for who they are, but that's exactly what this entire article does, and it doesn't even reference one quote from someone that actually talked about the event outside of the son of a preacher, and even that guy objected to the sexualization of the show and not race specifically. I'm sure you could have found some people to cherry pick to at least make your case somewhat salient, but you couldn't even do that. Rather, you went to the lowest form of writing possible, and that's race baiting. Yuck. There are real racial issues that face this society, and more specifically Latino culture here in the United States, and you chose to target people that might have had a problem with a dance on the Super Bowl? Talk about your unfathomably misplaced priorities. Had this article been titled, Dear Prudes, it's actually okay to show more than your ankle on TV in the goddamn 21st century, I could have totally gotten behind that. But playing the race card here was about as effective as the 49ers defense in the fourth quarter.